Gary Vaynerchuk believes that if you want to win as an entrepreneur, you need to adjust to the new ways of doing business. That you have to use your time properly as your most valuable asset. And that you have to work both smart and hard. So in today's video, I'm going to give you my take on Gary V's best advice for aspiring entrepreneurs. Okay, let's kick it off with rule number 1. Adjust to the new age.
Technology and the way we live doesn't care about my opinion or my feelings, and it doesn't care about yours either. And so you can walk around Earth and judge, oh, it's so sad that all these kids can't communicate because they're on the phone anymore. And you could talk about a day and age when it was simpler and nicer and all this. Nobody gives a And if you don't adjust to the reality of the situation, you will be completely left behind. Too many people are executing or hoping or trying to figure out how to live in a world that used to be or the way they wish it was versus attacking the reality of the world. And here is the reality of the world, my friends. The cell phones that you're all holding right now or in your pocket are the remote controls of our society. They are the single most important thing in the world. There's nothing close. Whatever you want to happen in life, you first need somebody's attention, and then you need to tell them about it. It was called the newspaper, the television, and the radio. Now it's called a blog, a vlog, or a podcast. It's the same thing. Nothing's changed except one thing. Your attention is moving to a new place and leaving an old place. I'm making this very simple, very black and white, very basic. If you do not spend next year completely obsessing over how you become successful on Facebook and Instagram, you will be disproportionately less likely to win. The ad product on those two platforms are disproportionately underpriced, and that is where you should be trading. You are grossly underestimating what's happening right now. 98% of people are grossly underestimating how good it is right now. You will look back at this talk, all my content during this era. Why am I producing so much content during this era? Why am I flying around the entire world over and over speaking to this subject? It's because I know what I'm talking about right now is gonna go away.
Rule number 2, use time as your asset.
I think people should sleep 6, 7, 8 hours depending on your body. I'm a huge advocate in what the f*** are you doing the other 18 hours, right? And so when I hear your question, the answer is of course you should. You know you should. You know you should test. Everybody here should spend meaningful amounts of time testing everything. Everything. You know, that's what you're supposed to be doing because you don't know the answer for your specific nuance if LinkedIn or a podcast or influencer marketing or, you don't know if that's gonna be the turning point. And what you're doing is you're doing too many things. People are keeping their time precious when it's their biggest asset. People are not reinvesting money back into their business because they want to buy dumb shit. People are not trying things because if they fail, they worry about what other people think about that failure. And so we're all, the answer is yes to everything. I literally, I'm like, yes, and I can leave and go and fly to LA right now. Because the next 3 hours is yes. It is. It's yes. So of course you should. What are you doing for 18 hours a day? Find an hour and do it for an hour every day to get to the answer. And then also understand that the first 10 times you do it, it might not be right. Because it's like, I always talk about the ROI. People are like, what's the ROI of influencers or VR or the ROI of those 10 hours reaching out to influencers? The ROI of a basketball is very different to people. To me, it's nothing. To LeBron James, it's $1 billion. So all this stuff works. It's are you good at it is a whole nother question. So it's not just the ROI of trying it, then you gotta get good at it. Nothing you're good at right now, you were so great at the first time you tried it. So, of course, man, everything that's happening, you need to figure out how it works for your business, B2B, B2C, personal brand. The question is, what are you doing with your time? And so that's why I get mad at people who want to be an entrepreneur and watch 4 hours of Netflix a weekend. And by the way, people need escapism, you need to check out, you need to rest, you have to be in a mental place. But the scrutiny that we have to put on our time as young entrepreneurs, it's just time or money. Talent is the variable that sits in front, but the assets that you're sitting with in the beginning are time, and then you amass money, and then you can use the money to save time, and you're just going back and forth. And everybody wants these big dreams, and they're not willing to work at the level they need to when that's the advantage they have. So yes, you should.
Also, if you want to have more confidence, check out my 254 series. It's free. The link to join is in the description below.
I really think mindset is everything. And so you've got to really decide, are you going to be positive about things or negative about things? We are strong as We're really strong. We're just being sold that we're not because there's a lot of money. The reason people aren't patient is they value other people's opinions too much.
Rule number 3, hustle, hustle, and hustle some more.
I think that the Vayner Nation thinks they're hustling, and straight to your face, I think 99.9% of you are not. Everybody has time. Stop watching Lost. The thought and nature of people saying, well, America's an entrepreneurial paradise is the same conversation that's happening within America of to be great in tech, you need to be in San Francisco. And let me just remind everybody that Facebook was invented in Boston. I'm just worried that people don't have patience. There's so many people giving up. I think the fear of losing trumps the excitement of victory for so many people. So to me, hustle would be putting all your effort into achieving the goal at hand. And for me, that means making every minute count. And look, you need a break? Good, get your break. But the bottom line is, every minute that you can apply to your game, you need to. I worry that people don't tap into their strengths. I think that people like to claim that they work hard and smart, but they're not putting in the work, and they work 9 to 6. It's just not enough. Executing the way it always is, following the school business model, such horse is going to lead you to a place where you're not going to win. Your talent isn't enough. You've got to go put in the work. And having thick skin. Do you know how obnoxiously thick my skin is? You can punch me in the face 8,000 times. I'm here to get punched. Whether you're 100 or 0, you just want to zen and live in a mountain with no technology, or you want to buy the jets and hustle your face off, or anything in between, you need to find your cadence. There is no reason to do you hate. None. Promise me you won't. Whatever you need to do it. Look yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, what do I want to do every day for the rest of my life? Do that. And then hustle your face off 15 hours a day to get people to care. You know what I hustle about? I hustle about meeting every single person on earth. Do you know why? Because I care about people more than I care about myself. You're spending an hour or two on things every day that aren't achieving this extra brand or extra monies that you're chasing. And that's what you need to do. You need to work so hard. Your talent isn't enough. You've got to go put in the work. And the fact of the matter is, we're in a time and in a generation that's not willing to do that. Do I have angst? Sure. I'm calling out myself every day for the last 6 or 7 years. Telling everybody I'm gonna buy the jets. I gotta roll Billy's deep. I mean, if you want this, if you want bling bling, if you wanna buy the jets, if you wanna do work, that's how you get it. Hustle is putting it all on the line. Period. Simple. You don't like the way it sounds? Because it's the truth, because you're just not working. Hustle is waking up one day, the day before you die, and realizing you gave it your all into the parenting of your children, the building of your businesses, the philanthropy that you wanted to do. Whatever you define, it's just, all in, emotionally and executionally, in theory and strategy and in execution.
And rule number 4, the last one before a very special bonus clip, is work hard and smart.
The thing that people have not wrapped their head around is that this takes a lot of work. Like a lot. If you want to make $100,000 a year and like doing it, and it's on your terms, and it's your life, it takes a lot of work. And it takes a lot of smart work. You've never met anybody in your life who hasn't worked their face off for a long time that's built something significant. It may seem that it happened fast because they're 27, but maybe they've been hustling since they were 13 in a different way that gave them 14 years of experience to be a winner in that game. To be great, I think you have to fight. And I very much think that my success is a product of some level of skill, but I do think I win because I outwork people. I really do believe that. I do believe that 100%. And I'm not sure that if my dad didn't set that example, that I'd even have the ability to think one could work that hard. The fact that I've been working 19 hours a day, every day for the last 20 years is easy for me. It's the only gear I knew, right? I was poor, I sucked at school. It was the only gear I had. You know, I think you need to recognize that that your biggest advantage is that you're hungrier than your competitor. And that if you're not applying your one advantage, which is your work ethic and the hours that you have to put into your business, well, then you're gonna come up short. I sit here with enormous assumptions around all of you that you're just too soft to beat me, right? That I think that you've had it better and that alone doesn't allow you to beat me. Somebody will come with a countercultural point of view and be like, Gary, that's cool, but I don't have to work that hard because I'm working smarter. Yeah, me too. I work hard and smart, now what? Look, there's a 12-hour, 10-hour, 8-hour, 15-hour workday. You can finish a lot of things in those 18, 12, 9 hours, or you can finish medium amounts of things or lightweight things. People focus on too many small details. Way too many people in this room are gonna spend the next 30, 40 years of their lives trying to check the boxes of the things that they're not as good at, and that you're gonna waste a load of time and lose. I highly recommend for all you hustlers, because there's a lot of you that are always talking about, Gary, I do work hard. And you do. You work for 16 hours. Some people just don't have the attention span or the capacity to remember, or like, there's a lot of things I can't learn. I was a very poor student because the subject matter bored me. And if I was forced to become great at understanding the great artists of the 20th century, I'm in big trouble. And so, I would tell people to bet on their strengths. You need to bet on your strengths and don't give a f about what you suck at. And to put themselves in a position to win with their strengths, because that is absolutely the straightest line to success.
Now we have a special bonus clip from Gary on how to be patient that I think you're going to enjoy. But before that, it's time for the 3-point landing questions. Let's go from just watching a video to taking action. Here we go. Question number 1. What does working hard and smart look like for you? Number 2, where do you just need to hustle and hustle some more? And number 3, where can you better use your time to accomplish your goals? And if you like this video and are gonna take action after watching it, give me a hashtag believe down in the comments as well.
I mean, the only thing that I think maps for every 16-year-old entrepreneur is patience. Like the biggest mistake a 16-year-old entrepreneurs make is they want things to happen too soon. You have so much time. I mean, it's insane to me to think about how much time you actually have. If you doubled your age, you would still be 8 years younger than me. You know what I mean? And when you think about it that way, you have so much time. So I think the biggest thing I would tell you is use your advantages. So you don't have experience, but you have time. What that means is put yourself in a position where you're learning and leveraging now, not cashing in. You know, you don't need the money yet. You don't need the fame yet. You know, build the foundational pieces that will make you successful. Be patient, spend time around people that have been successful. Go look at different things. You can commit to 7 years of just learning and still be young as yeah. You know, you have time is your asset. Evan, thank you so much for having a couple seconds and being able to tell the Believe Nation a little bit about Empathy Wines. It means a lot to me that you would take this valuable real estate and time on your channel to give me some love. It means a lot. It's just good karma points, and so you're awesome. Thank you. Believe Nation, if you're into wine at all, go to empathywines.com. My whole career's work was poured into producing a wine that rivaled $40 to $60 wine for 20 bucks a bottle. I'm just super excited about this subscription-based wine business. You can order 3, 6, or 12 bottles in subscription form, rosé, white, red. If you search on Instagram or Twitter, you will be blown away. People are literally like, I don't even like Gary Vee, but the wine's good. Super proud of the effort. Thanks, Evan, for the time. Wishing you guys all happy and healthy.
If you want Gary Vee's best advice to win on Instagram, check out the video right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.